Fellow seniors of 2015, juniors of 2016, sophomores of 2017, and freshmen of 2018, what is our role in future society? The answer to this question does not lie in one mere statement. Let me tell you a story. Paul is a farmer and a hunter who had recently found a naturally standing apple tree, capable of plentiful life, but dying due to malnourishment. Paul took upon the task of watering this tree, saving it. In the woods outside of Paul's farm, a deer was born. But it was not long until this deer and its family were hunted down, ravaged and gutted mercilessly by a pack of wolves. Further behind, a wolf cub had been separated from its pack, unable to properly feed itself. Close by, a mother bear gave birth to a bear cub. But Paul was looking for furs to sell and spotted the two bears in the woods. Ruthlessly, Paul shot the mother and her cub in the heads. On his way back to his farm, Paul saw a fox run by, but neither Paul nor the fox noticed that that fox had just stepped on an ant. At home, Paul received word that he must leave the state to care for his young son, James, who'd recently been in a horrible accident. Forgetting completely about the apple tree, Paul takes off to Tennessee, the tree succumbing to malnourishment and death. It escaped Paul that nature shared James's disability. You see, young James is locked away from the world, unable to experience life. After a horrible accident, he's become paralyzed, unable to control from the neck down. As a result, he is secluded. Feeling alone, James lives a mundane life with a dysfunctional body. Similarly, nature has a dysfunctional body, a body that allows pain, suffering, and death to persist, especially through man's urban intrusion. The human world, like nature, shares a dysfunctional body. In our human world, pain, suffering, and death occurs also. And each nation is a dysfunctional part of our earth. As a result of the disconnection between nations, we are unable to act as a whole. We become paralyzed, just as the young James. We are unable to equally distribute assistance and enter conflicts, feuds, and wars which eventually lead to pain, suffering, and death. Many of you may not have considered that the deer was an infant in Germany of 1944 named Lydia Leibowitz. A group of Nazis had ravaged her home, captured her and her family, and burned her parents to death. She and her older sisters suffered a similar fate in the gas chambers. The wolf cub was a boy in Afghanistan named Shakir of 2007. He was a boy whose parents had been massacred by the Taliban, a boy left to rot on the streets, a boy begging on his knees for each meal. The bear cub was a boy in sub-Saharan Africa, cared for by his mother, who showed him the world and taught him the cherished African traditions. It was not long, however, until the Englishmen entered into the African region and began to buy out individuals for slavery. The boy's mother fought the Englishmen's efforts to take her and her son back to the Americas. But it wasn't long until she and her son were shot and killed due to resistance. In the process of setting up new American society, the Native Americans and indigenous peoples suffered due to European presence. They were treated as ants, neglected and stepped upon as if they were nothing. The apple tree was a boy in Peru named Siraj, interviewed in 2012. A boy who was forcefully separated from his parents. A boy who's starving, unable to properly feed himself. Now, most of us know the misfortunes and absent opportunities of individuals inside and outside of this nation. And it is our duty to recognize these misfortunes and missed opportunities. It is our duty to realize these misfortunes and absent opportunities are a result of segregation and worldwide disunity. It is our divinest duty to bring the world together, to end pain, to end suffering, to end death. It is our duty to promote equal opportunity worldwide. It is our duty to recognize one race, human. This is the greatest beauty of Montverde Academy. Here I can fellowship with individuals from across the globe. Here the concept of race seemingly extinguishes and we collaborate, we become whole. We are fortunate enough to be participating in a top-of-the-line academic program. Realizing this advantage, it is our duty to change the course of humanity. We are the future. You and I are the ones who can finally bring the world together, to consolidate the world into one race, human. The ones to set the record of unification in history. And we must not rest until we make this change. We must not rest until the word race does not divide humankind. We must not rest until the word hunger is only reduced to a momentary whim. We must not rest until the word war is only referred to in social studies. We must not rest until the word opportunity is a doorway wide open for every individual to pass through. Remember these words, classes of 2015 through 18. We are the future. So let us depart from Montverde Academy, bent on bringing the world together. We are the future. So let us say our farewells to Montverde Academy, aspiring to move humanity towards a brighter tomorrow. We are the future. So let us leave Montverde Academy in hopes of uniquely establishing our generation's mark. Let us make it our goal to bring the whole world into a state of collaboration, peace, and love. Thank you.